Tesla Model Y rear wheel drive. Should you buy it? Should you not? I've owned it now for over 1 year and have done 19,011 kilometers. Now, of course, that is currently increasing as I'm driving, but I wanted to go over the pros, the cons, things that have happened, things that haven't happened, and has it been overall a positive experience. So I picked it up June 24th, 2023. I've owned it for just over 1 year now, and there has been one issue that's come up. There is videos here on the channel about it, but I had a faulty airbag on the passenger seat. So that caused me a lot of issues, a lot of drama, a lot of back and forth on getting that fixed. But again, check the video up here in the top corner of the screen to check that out. So we're back home now, but one of the other major questions that a lot of people ask is it actually worth it? Is it affordable to own a Tesla Model Y? And as I said, I've driven it 19,011 kilometers, and over that time it's cost me $579 to charge it. Most of that charging has been at home, where the charging per kilowatt is like 8.3 cents overnight for me. Now I know you can get super low charging rates in other areas, or it could cost you more in different areas as well. That does include some supercharging, which I did on a trip to Florida. So the charging costs just from that Florida trip were actually $393. So in reality, it's pretty much cost me $240-ish to drive this car for 1 year at my normal home routine work stuff. So that is that. I don't know what you guys think, but I think that's pretty affordable. Would have cost a lot more in a gas vehicle. Say gas is $1.75 a liter, 19,000 kilometers. Even if you did 600 kilometers per tank, that's 31 fill-ups at, say, about $75 a tank. That's $2,375. So it's about $2,000 savings right there just in fuel, plus no oil changes at all needed to be done. No maintenance to this thing at all, except for making sure the air is in the tires. And it is ideal to rotate the tires. I haven't done that yet on this car, so that's definitely something that needs to be done. But yeah, if you want to check out the Florida series and how that went, the video is up above in the corner, but check it out after you finish watching this video. Some other expenses that have not happened yet that need to happen are, I need winter tires for this vehicle. I haven't bought them yet, but I will be buying them for this next winter season. I did, however, drive this through the entire winter and have no issues on the all seasons that it came with. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing that long term. We did have less snow this past winter here in the GTA, Greater Toronto area in Ontario, Canada this year, but it's not like that all the time. So I'm going to be getting winter tires, dedicated Michelin X Ice tires like I have on my Model 3. Model 3, I think they cost me around $1,200 or so. It's probably going to be about $1,500 for this vehicle. Just put on the original rims, so we will see how that goes. Now, how has the range been? That's one of the major questions people have, is range anxiety. Now it's rated for 398 kilometers because it is the LFP rear wheel drive version that I have here in Canada, and I haven't had issues with it. I actually find it a benefit having the LFP battery, being able to charge to 100% every night as needed. And yeah, that's been very beneficial for me and my family. We do have the Model 3 rear wheel drive as well, and that has the LFP battery as well here in Canada. So I've been charging those to 100%. It's been ideal for me, my situation, getting me to everywhere that I need to go and not inconveniencing me in any way. One thing to note with the LFP battery as well is you want to charge it to 100% at least once a week, because it helps to calibrate the computer in the Tesla software so that it can more accurately read the range and the actual percentage that's in the battery. So doing that on the LFP battery is ideal. If you have a dual motor, don't be doing that. Going to 100% is actually bad for those batteries. You want to keep it in the 80 to 90% range, usually, unless you're doing a long trip. And speaking of range, we did do a trip all the way to Florida and back, as I had mentioned previously in the video, and we had no issues with that. We were driving down, stopping, charging as needed, going to the bathroom, getting food, lunch break, dinner break, all of that, and charging overnight at hotels as we could, at the hotels that we could. And yeah, smooth process, no issues there. So dual motor, would it have saved us a charging stop? Yes, it would have saved us one charging stop overall. But is it worth paying the extra 10, 15, 20,000 for that extra range? For me personally, not. For other people, it may be more useful if you're driving a lot more, or you feel like you need the all-wheel drive system for where you live, and or you're just more comfortable with that. So to each their own on that, but that is my experience. So prices, I have to look back here at my receipt, and I paid about $67,000 after the $5,000 tax incentive. So that would be, well, basically $73,000 or $72,000, which is definitely a lot of money. Now, if you go and buy the same spec and model, because they've made the gray or silver metallic free, which we paid for this paint color, and now it's free. But that's just how Tesla works. They swap out their free paint colors every so often. Now you're basically buying it at $53,990, and then taxes on top, plus minusing out your $5,000 tax incentive if you qualify in Ontario or in the rest of Canada for the IZEV tax credit. Then you will be all in taxes, delivery, all of that at $63,000. So that's $4,000 cheaper than what I paid for this vehicle. And I think that is a great deal for this car. If I were buying another car, if I was in the market for another car, I would buy this car again. And if you are looking at buying a Tesla, use my referral link down below. But again, right now, depending on when you're watching this, I'm not getting any benefit to it, and you may not be either, but it's worth using the referral code anyways, in case there are some benefits in the future. Like previously, they've had free 3 months of full self-driving. They've had credits where you can get and use those credits to buy t-shirts or floor mats or things like that. But speaking of floor mats, some of the upgrades that you want to do in your Tesla, and ones that I've done, are I've done floor mats, I've done rim covers, I've done the MagBack charging system for my phone mount charging system, where, yeah, that phone charger is definitely much better than the stock Model Y phone charger. That's the biggest pet peeve I have of this car, is phone charger that comes in the car is not very good at charging, and it overheats your phone all the time. So having the MagBack phone charger has definitely been a blessing and not a curse. One other thing that you're going to want to do when you're buying a Model Y or Model 3 or any Tesla is you're going to want to buy at least the mobile connector or the home charger, but the mobile connector, especially if you're going to be traveling, it's good to have that on hand. That's the thing that they don't give you now, is chargers with the vehicle. Now, the price that I mentioned does not include a charger for either my purchase price or the purchase price I mentioned beforehand, but it's worth doing because you're going to want to, well, you need to charge your car. So definitely purchase that charger. It would be nice if they still included it like they did when I bought my Model 3, but I ordered that back in 2021 or even 2021 I ordered that. Videos on that car too if you want. There's there's lots of videos here on my channel. Some of the other upgrades I've done are the Daily Lab air diffuser, which I don't have in my Model 3. Let me just pull it out here. It's this little guy, just fits in your air vent, and this car always smells way nicer than my Model 3 just because of that. Just snaps into the air vent, and yeah, it's awesome. They're not paying me, sponsoring me for this video or anything, but they are awesome. The product's awesome. I enjoy it, and I actually should probably order some more refills, although I might have one still in the house, but I'll have to check that out. Anyways, links for the Daily Lab diffusers, the rim covers, and everything else that's on this car is in the description down below if you are interested. But overall, yeah, this car has been awesome. Steering is great. The lights are great. Visibility out of the car is great, although the rear window is a bit small. The visibility out the rear view mirror is not that great, but you have so many cameras on it, the mirrors on the side, and previously I had a truck, which I've mentioned in some other videos, that I had a truck, and when I had things in the back of the bed, the back window would be covered, so I had zero visibility out the back. So that's something that I have gotten used to. But in the Model Y, you do have visibility, and it is the #1 best-selling car in the world, so I don't think it's that big of an issue. But when you drive a Model 3 and a Model Y back to back, which I do very often because I have both, you definitely notice it when you look in the rear view mirror. But again, not a deal breaker. I would still take the Model Y over the Model 3. And if they had this model, the rear wheel drive version, the more affordable version available when I bought my Model 3, I would not have bought my Model 3 and I would have bought the Model Y for that tiny bit extra. Well, it's a few $1,000s more, but it's definitely worth the money to do so. And yeah, that's the situation here. Really enjoying the car. If you guys are enjoying the channel, make sure to like and subscribe, share this video with your friends. If you have any questions about this car or the Model 3, which I'll be making a new video soon on that, about 30,000 kilometer update and how that's been going with that car. So stay tuned to the channel. Have an awesome day. Bye.